Hi, glad to see you on my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It's important to me. Have a good view. Maltese Blenheims in the First Battle of the Convoys. During July, the 110th Squadron made numerous attacks, losing 6 machines. On 9 July, bombs damaged the destroyer Antonio Mosto and the hospital ship Virgilio in Tripoli Harbor, but anti-aircraft fire killed 4 of the 7 attacking aircraft. The biggest success came on July 22nd. At about 10:00 a.m., a scout plane reported to Malta 2 convoys on a westerly route to Tripoli. 4 ships guarded by 5 destroyers were coming from Naples. A tanker and destroyer were coming from Palermo. After 19 Wang, 30 miles southeast of Pantelleria, the convoy from Naples was attacked by 4 Blenheims. 2 planes at an altitude of 15 meters broke through the barrage of destroyers, passed between 2 columns of transports, and dropped bombs on the ships Preußen, 8230 tons, and Niccolo Odero. Preußen received several direct hits, caught fire, lost control, and after a quarter of an hour exploded. But the Niccolo Odero was not damaged. The bomb struck the ship ricocheted off the side. Shortly thereafter, 5 Swordfish 830th Marine Squadron southwest of the islet Lampione dealt with a convoy from Palermo. Tanker Brarena, 6996 tons, received 2 torpedoes, lost motion, was abandoned, and sank a few days later. On July 28th, the 105th Squadron moved to Malta to replace the 110th Squadron leaving for Egypt. In August, its crews conducted 23 operations, including 21 anti-convoy operations, losing 5 aircraft. 2 of them were lost on August 15th when 5 Blenheims attacked a coastal convoy approaching Benghazi, with the British sinking the patrol ship V-25 Adua. On the afternoon of August 17th, south of Pantelleria, a reconnaissance aircraft spotted a convoy of 6 ships escorted by 3 destroyers and 3 destroyers en route to Tripoli. At 20:47, 7 Swordfish 830th Squadron attacked it and hit with a torpedo ship Maddalena Odero, 5 feet 479 tons, which lost power. The destroyer Pegaso, escorted by the destroyer Sertori, dragged the ship to the island of Lampedusa. The damaged ship was grounded at night at Cape Galera, and at dawn on August 18th, decided to drag it to the Bay of Cala Croce, using the destroyer Pegaso and gunboat Maggiore Maci. In the midst of the operation at 13:30 appeared 5 Blenheim 105 Squadron, and one of them hit the Maddalena Odero with a series of bombs. The ship caught fire, followed by the explosion of a cargo of gasoline and ammunition, as a result of which both it and the nearby gunboat were destroyed. August 23rd followed a new victory. 5 Blenheim in 36 miles southeast of Lampedusa sank coaster Costanza, 548 tons. September proved to be the most successful. September 11th, 3 Blenheim in 60 miles west of Cape Matapan attacked 59-ton steamship Alfredo Oriani, traveling from Patras to Benghazi, accompanied by a destroyer Cantore. The stricken vessel lost steam, was abandoned, and sank on the evening of September 13th. At 21:45 on September 11th, radar-equipped ASV Swordfish detected south of Pantelleria, Naples, Tripoli convoy of 6 ships escorted by 2 destroyers and 4 destroyers. At a 1:10 on September 12th, 10 miles off Curiat Island, it was unsuccessfully attacked by 6 Swordfish of 830 Squadron. An attack by 8 Blenheims followed at 100 miles northwest of Tripoli. There were 6 Italian fighters over the convoy, but they did not intervene. 3 Blenheim were shot down by anti-aircraft fire on the approach. 2 turned away, but the remaining 3 dropped bombs on target. As a result, at 14:10, the ship Cafaro, 6476 tons, received hits, caught fire, and exploded at 16:05. Another Blenheim crashed in Lucca on its belly, but London considered this level of losses acceptable. At 22:50, Swordfish. Scout again detected the convoy and directed at him a strike group of 7 torpedo carriers. But their attack at 23:20 ended in vain. Then the Italians engaged 7 bombers, Wellington, 38th Squadron. At 04 Wire on September 13th, the ship Niccolò Odero, 6,003 tons, was hit by a bomb from one of them and caught fire. Two tugs approached from Tripoli grounded the steamer, but in the evening of September 14th, it was destroyed by an explosion of a cargo of ammunition. On September 15th, the 107th Squadron flew to Malta and was immediately engaged in anti-convoy operations. September 17th, 15 miles north of Zuara, its planes attacked the convoy Tripoli of 3 ships in the guard of the destroyer Clio and patrol schooner V-16 Filuccio, 248 tons. Of the 4 Blenheim, 105th and 107th Squadrons, 2 were shot down by anti-aircraft gunners, while 1 bomber fell on the patrol boat and sank it. September 20th, 4 Blenheim, 107th Squadron in the Gulf of Gabes attacked the French steamer Mont Soleil, 7372 tons of phosphate, from Sfax to Marseille, with a cargo of phosphates. Despite the fact that the ownership of the ship was clearly visible, 3 bombs were put into it and machine-gunned. The ship sank, and the Vichy government's official protest about it went unanswered. In October, the 107th Squadron flew 21 operations, 88 sorties, losing 5 machines. The first 2 were lost on October 9th, when they collided with each other off the northeastern coast of Sicily. On October 11th, 6 Blenheims off the Libyan coast attacked the Tripoli-Benghazi convoy of 2 ships and the destroyer Partenope. The first 3 attacked and hit the 1,196-ton steamer Perugia with a 250-pound bomb, but lost 2 cars from the destroyer's fire. The rest of the crew refrained from attacking, and the damaged vessel was towed to Misrata. As the 107th Squadron was left without officers during sorties on October 9th and 11, command passed to Sergeant Ivor G. Broom, a future air marshal. The 105th Squadron left for England the same day and was succeeded by the 18th Squadron on October 12th. October 24th, 107th Squadron achieved another victory. 4 Blenheim, northwest of Trapani, sank the steamer Achille, 25 tons, which followed alone from Tunisia to Palermo. On November 5th, the first success was achieved by the 18th Squadron. In 75 miles west of Benghazi, 8 of its planes attacked the convoy Tripoli, Benghazi of 2 ships and a destroyer. The steamer Anna Zipitelli, 1,023 tons, carrying a cargo of ammunition, was hit by bombs, caught fire, and exploded at 1:30 p.m. The British lost 2 vehicles. After the defeat of the compound K. Captain William G. Agnew convoy, Duisburg, at Cape Spartivento on the night of November 9th, the movement of Libyan convoys suspended, and Maltese strike aircraft for almost 2 weeks worked on ground targets in Sicily and Libya. Again, Blenheim announced themselves only on November 28th. 4 machines from the 18th and 2 machines from the 107th Squadron attacked targets in the harbor of Navarina and hit the tanker Berbera, 2,093 tons. The tanker ran aground in the evening and overturned during the night and sank. It was later raised but not recovered, the last months in Malta. On November 24th, K-Connection destroyed the convoy Maritza, and the movement of Axis ships to Libya was again suspended. But this could not last long, for the British in North Africa were successfully conducting an offensive as part of Operation Crusader, and the Italian-German forces were desperate for fuel, ammunition, and armaments. 4 small convoys were sent to Libya, 3 by the eastern route and 1 by the western route. On November 28th, the ships Capo Faro and Iseo left Brindisi for Benghazi, escorted by the destroyer Prozione. Early in the morning of November 30th, this convoy was detected from the air, and at 10 km west of the island of Zante attacked by 6 Blenheim of the 18th Squadron. The 3,476-ton Capo Faro took 3 bomb hits, quickly capsized, and sank. The remaining ships of the convoy took refuge at Argostoli. Western convoy consisting of a large tanker, Iridio Mantovani, 10,539 tons, and destroyer Alvise da Mosto, left Taranto in the afternoon of November 26th, arrived in Trapani in the evening of November 28th, and at 15 hours on November 30th, again went to sea. The tanker was delivering 8,629 tons of fuel to Tripoli. The British from radio intercepts knew all the details of this operation. November 30th from Malta to search went out of the compounds K and B. In the early morning hours of December 1st, Connection K Captain Egnu destroyed in 60 miles north of Benghazi auxiliary cruiser Adriatico, 1976 tons, with supplies for the army in Libya. British ships then headed west to intercept a convoy to Tripoli, which at 0940 was spotted by a reconnaissance plane, but the Maltese Blenheims hit that target first. At 13 ek, the Alvis da Mosto spotted low-flying aircraft approaching from the east and opened fire from 2,600 meters. But at 1310, one of the 6 topmasts of 18 Squadron struck a tanker with bombs, immobilizing it. Alvise da Mosto tried to tow the Iridio Mantovani, but it took on a lot of water, settled stern to stern, and the cables broke. At 1645, 4 Blenheims of 107 Squadron appeared. The destroyer met the planes with fire, but those again hit the tanker with several bombs, causing numerous fires. The Italian Navy headquarters sent help from Libya, but at 1750, the K Squadron came to the convoy. The fight was short-lived. At 1801, the British opened fire on the destroyer. Already at 1809, Alvis da Mosto was hit by a 152mm salvo cruiser, HMS Aurora, in the stern and sank at 1815. The tanker, on the other hand, was hit by a torpedo by the destroyer HMS Lively at 1953, 75 miles northwest of Tripoli. While a new series of convoys was being prepared, transportation of cargo and troops from Italy to Africa was carried out by Italian fast warships and submarines. Blenheims concentrated on attacking enemy ground targets. On the night of December 7th, Junkers Ju-88 2. Air Corps Luftwaffe for the first time bombed the airfields of Malta. From that moment, their night raids became regular, and from December 20th began regular daytime raids. The favorite targets of the Germans were Grand Harbor and airfields. The activity of the Maltese strike aircraft was sharply limited. In addition to bad weather, this was greatly affected by the reduction in the number of reconnaissance flights. Nevertheless, the Blenheims continued to attack at every opportunity. On January 4, 1942, the British hit the previous day's Maryland 69th Squadron, detected a cluster of Italian transport planes at the Sicilian airfield Castelvetrano. During the day, the airfield from an altitude of 25 to 100 feet bombed 10 Blenheim, 18th, and 107th Squadrons. And at night, on the same target, twice bombed Wellington's 40th Squadron. As a result, the British destroyed and damaged up to 50 enemy aircraft. At the same time, the Italian convoy M43 of 5 large motor ships and a tanker was not attacked once, and on the afternoon of January 5th delivered 900 troops, 520 vehicles, 144 tanks, 15,379 tons of fuel, 2,417 tons of ammunition, and 10,242 tons of other cargoes to Tripoli unimpeded. In January, the Germans bombed Malta 54 times, including 36 times the airfields, regularly putting them out of action. The British lost 50 fighters on the ground alone. Adding to the problems was the rainy weather that turned the broken airfields and parking lots into a quagmire. Nevertheless, using 2,500 troops, the British kept the airfields in working order and even increased the number of runways. January 12th, the island left the remnants of the 107th Squadron, followed by her departed for Egypt and reduced to 5 machines 18th Squadron. They were replaced by sent from England on December 26th, December 21st, the Squadron. It began operations on January 14th. In February, Luftwaffe raids on Malta only intensified. In addition to losses on the ground, the 21st Squadron carried them in the air. Messerschmitts, several times intercepted, returning from the search for groups of Blenheim. In these conditions, the British had to curtail the activities of day bombers. The last flight, Blenheims, performed on February 22nd, and March 14th, 21st Squadron was disbanded. Thank you for watching the video to the end. Forget to put a like and subscribe to the channel. It's important to me. See you soon.